Your phone buzzes. It's a friend. They want to talk, not text. Talk. Your stomach tightens. You stare at the screen for a second too long. Then you do something strange. You open a different app. You start typing to an AI instead. You don't fully understand why. But the real answer is far stranger than you think. This isn't laziness. It isn't even about being antisocial. Something much older is running underneath this moment, and it has almost nothing to do with the year 2026. Think about the last time you actually wanted to call someone, really wanted to, not felt obligated to. When was that? For most people today, the honest answer is unsettling. Calling a friend now feels like a task, a demand, an imposition on someone else's time. Texting an AI feels like neither. It feels safe, instant, judgment-free. But your brain wasn't built for judgment-free. It was built for tribes. For roughly 200,000 years, humans lived in small groups of maybe 50 to 150 people. Every single relationship in that group mattered because your survival depended on it. If you were cast out, you didn't just lose a friend. You lost your food-sharing network, your protection, your entire safety net. Loneliness wasn't an emotion back then. It was a 5-alarm fire. The psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying exactly this. His research on loneliness found something remarkable. Your brain treats social disconnection almost like physical pain, not metaphorically, literally. The same neural circuitry that lights up when you stub your toe lights up when you feel excluded. Cacioppo called loneliness an evolved warning signal, not a personality flaw. A siren telling your ancient brain, "You are exposed. Get back to the group." So why would a warning system built for survival make you avoid the very people who could ease it? Here's the twist nobody talks about. That same ancient wiring that made connection feel urgent also made rejection feel unbearable. And your brain cannot easily tell the difference between a friend not answering and a friend rejecting you. To a mind shaped by small tribal life, silence was dangerous. Ambiguity was dangerous. A friend saying, "Can't talk right now," might register, deep in some primitive circuit, as something closer to abandonment. An AI never does that. It always answers. It never says it's busy. It never sighs before responding. It never makes you wonder if you're a burden. You feel that difference immediately, even if you can't name it. Sherry Turkle, a sociologist at MIT who has studied human relationships with technology for over 30 years, wrote something that sounds almost like a warning label. She argued that people were beginning to expect more from technology and less from each other. Her research followed teenagers and adults who found something disarming in machines. With a screen, you can always hit pause. You can edit yourself. You can walk away mid-conversation with zero consequence. Turkle called this the appeal of relationships at a distance we can control. Control. That word matters more than it seems. Real friendship has no edit button. You can't take back a bad joke. You can't pause your friend to think of a better response. Human conversation is improvisational, messy, and occasionally humiliating. AI conversation is none of those things. It's a rehearsal space with no audience. But here's where it gets strange. Your brain doesn't fully register the difference between talking to a person and talking to something that talks like a person. This isn't new either. In 1966, a computer scientist named Joseph Weizenbaum built a simple chatbot called ELIZA, designed to mimic a therapist by reflecting your own words back at you. It had no understanding, no memory, no mind. Yet Weizenbaum was stunned to discover his own secretary asking him to leave the room so she could talk to it privately. She knew it was a program. She talked to it anyway, like it mattered. Researchers later named this phenomenon the ELIZA Effect, the tendency for humans to unconsciously attribute understanding, even emotion, to a system that has neither. 60 years later, the effect hasn't gone away. It's gotten stronger because the machines got better at sounding like they care. The University of Chicago psychologist Nicholas Epley has spent years researching why people assign minds to things that don't have one. His work on anthropomorphism found that humans are wired to detect agency almost compulsively. You see a face in a cloud. You talk to your car when it won't start. You feel a flicker of guilt turning off a robot vacuum mid-task. Epley's research suggests this isn't a glitch. It's a feature of a highly social species, a brain so desperate to find minds in its environment that it sometimes finds one where there's only code. So when an AI responds calmly, remembers what you said, asks a caring follow-up question, some ancient part of you registers it as a relationship. Not a full one, but enough of one to feel real in the moment. And unlike your friend, it never gets tired of you. Think about what that actually offers. No fear of boring someone, no fear of oversharing, no fear of being too much at 11 at night when your friend has work in the morning. The AI has infinite patience because it isn't spending anything. It isn't tired. It isn't busy. It isn't quietly hoping the conversation ends soon. Your friend is a finite resource. The AI feels infinite. This is where the modern mirror gets uncomfortable. The sociologist Robert Putnam documented, in his research on American civic life, a decades-long decline in the depth and frequency of close friendships and community bonds, long before smartphones existed. People were already retreating from each other. Technology didn't create the loneliness. It just offered a frictionless alternative once the loneliness had already taken root. That's the real reframe here. You're not choosing AI over your friend because the AI is better. You're choosing it because it's easier, and your ancient brain has never been good at choosing hard over easy, even when hard is what it actually needs. The warning system built into you, the one Cacioppo studied, the one that once pushed you toward the fire, toward the group, toward the risky, vulnerable work of real connection, that system still exists. But it's being soothed by something that mimics connection well enough to quiet the alarm, without ever actually filling the tribe back up. So the next time your phone buzzes with a friend's name, and you feel that small flicker of resistance, notice it. That flicker isn't dysfunction. It's 200,000 years of tribal wiring colliding with a piece of software that finally learned how to sound like it belongs in the tribe. Your phone buzzes again. It's your friend, still waiting. This time, you call them back.